Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Joseph here for video number 2. On your 2 for Monday, July the 1st, 2024, the first day of the second half of the year, the first day of the month. It's the first of the month. If you follow Bone Thugs Harmony, great band, great rap group by the way. Love that song. Probably one of my favorite songs of Bone Thugs Harmony. What it is. But it is July the 1st, 2024, or if you're watching on the replay, or you're on the replay crew, it is now July the 2nd, 2024, 2 days away from July 4th, and July 4th weekend, starting on Thursday. So, 2 more days of work for you people. So, and then we got a long as fuck weekend, Thursday through Sunday. We got a 4-day weekend. Well, for some of you, a 5-day weekend, like me. But it is what it is, and that's pretty much it. But anyway, back with the glasses, because just felt like wearing them now, in this video, and, if you like it, great, fuck you. But it's just reading glasses, it's not, like I'm permanently gonna be wearing glasses, you see me like this, but, I might look like a nerd, but I don't give a shit. I don't really give a shit. But in any case, thanks for watching the video number 2, like I said, right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 66. Nah. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there inside of my goddamn pants. My large cock. It is what it is. But down there in the description box below, show your love and support to this channel and my other channels as well. You can leave a comment on this video or any one of my past videos. And even the new videos that come your way when they go up. Don't forget to share the video all over the internet. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You'll find me somewhere on Facebook. Just type in Peter Joseph or Peter Gilmore, my former name. It's still there. It's still you both. Doesn't matter. But gotta be real on those on social media, because if you're not and on here, you're out of here. You're getting blocked, getting hidden. You'll never be heard from again, and you can pretty much go fuck yourself. That's pretty much it. If you're on Twitter and Instagram, links are down below. Like I said, I don't just friend random people. I gotta know you for a long time. So, you don't like it? Tough shit. But, it is what it is, and that's that. Share the video all over the internet, like I said, and don't forget to tap and slap that bell to turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, well, you're pretty much an idiot, and you're SOL, and you know what that means. It is what it is. And if you're new here, you're floating around YouTube at this late Monday night, early Tuesday, and you see my gorgeous, sexy face, even though I have the glasses on, and you like wrestling, or anything, really, anything, like music or whatever, like what you see, then please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button to death, and smash that fucking bell to death as well. And turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next video. And that's pretty much it. And as we always say, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a cold one, or whatever you got. Unless you're at work, then you just grab water. Unless you're on the break, then you can grab, well, you can't grab a beer at work, but unless you're working from home, then you can do that. But sit back, relax, grab whatever you got, and enjoy the show. And like I said, if you like it, great. You don't, out the door you go. You're out of here. You're out. That's pretty much it. Alright. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's late Monday night. Hope everybody had a great Monday, and a great start to the second half of the year. Like I said, we've got 2 more days till July 4th weekend. not going to be great weather here in the Northeast. It's going to be hot, but not, great weather. It's supposed to get some rain Friday into Saturday, maybe a little bit of Sunday. But Thursday is going to be a overcast day. I don't know, you might get the fireworks to, to go off and everything. I mean, the Macy's 4th of July festivities will go on as always, and we'll see what happens with that. But have a safe weekend. If you're having barbecues, depending on where you live, you can do that on a Thursday, unless it's gonna rain in your area, then you can't do it. You might have to do it on the weekend when it's more sunny, but, you might have to dodge the rain if you're having a barbecue. If you're going to the beach this weekend, if you're in the Northeast, might not be so great, and down south in Florida might not be that great. But if you're in California, Arizona, you can probably have a great time. But it is what it is. And if you're in the Windward Islands and around Jamaica and not Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico's getting rain and a little wind, that's it, nothing really. But if you're in Jamaica, back down the hatches, because that hurricane is gonna slam into your area the next day or two, and then, it's going west-northwest, so it's not gonna really hit the mainland United States, unless it does turn to, like, the northwest. It might hit the coast of Texas, maybe Louisiana. So, be on the lookout this weekend and early next week. And that's pretty much it. There is one behind Hurricane Beryl. Stupid. Who names this Beryl? Beryl? No. Beryl. And there is one behind it, but we have to see how it goes as it crosses the Caribbean. The Caribbean. But it looks like there's gonna be too much wind shear, so it's probably gonna fall apart. But who knows? Who knows? It might develop into the next storm, which I don't even know the name of it. Coral or Charlie or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't have the list of names. But we're gonna get to the third storm if it does develop. But we'll see what happens with that. So hurricane season is pretty much starting, but it doesn't hit its peak for like another month or two. I think around September, is the peak of hurricane season. Not fun. But if you're in Puerto Rico, you're in the Windward, the Windward Islands, like around Barbados, Antigua, you're gonna have a really bad summer. Because those storms can just, bang. And Beryl was a hurricane, then got up to Cat 4. A major Cat 4. Now, going over land, it's going to lose a little intensity, but then pick back up to about a Cat 3. But I think by the time it gets to around Jamaica, it's probably going to be around a Cat 1 or Cat 2. So it's going to lose its intensity, so. And then it might cross over to Costa Rica, like Alberto did, the first one of the year. Pretty much dissipated after hit Mexico, Costa Rica, Cancun, stuff like that. Pretty much dissipated. So that's that. So they did say about 16 to 22 named storms. I think around 5 to 8 of them are going to be hurricanes. And then I think they said 3 to 5, maybe 6, I think 3 to 5 are going to be major hurricanes. So we just had our first major hurricane of the year. Probably going to have 2, maybe 3 more. But as long as it doesn't come to the mainland United States or around my neck of the woods, or the Northeast, or Florida, the East Coast, basically, we're fine. But never say never. I don't really think that New York, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., anywhere on that East Coast, like Boston, can even withstand between a Cat 3 and a Cat 5. It'll feel like Superstorm Sandy, but, if it's Cat 4, or Cat 5, forget it. Brooklyn will be underwater. And I will be out of here, because I'm not staying here. As soon as I see it coming up, it's about to come up the coast, I'm going somewhere else. Where? Pfft, don't know. I don't know where I would go. I might stay. I have cousins that live in Jersey, but I might have to go further west of where it's gonna hit. I just can't go like to Philly or anything because I might be in the path of it. I can't go anywhere down south like Florida because I'll probably get hit first. And then if I'm flying out, I gotta go through that or go around it. It's not gonna be fun. So either I'm gonna ride it out, which I really don't want to do. I don't think anybody wants to ride out a Cat 4 or Cat 5. But, I mean, where are you going to go? Probably have to go to a shelter. That's the only place you're going to go. And, you know, Casa del Joseph might not even be around. I mean, we survived. I mean, this great house survived Superstorm Sandy. So... They had that was a lot of wind. It wasn't like a Cat 2, Cat 3, 4, 5, but the wind was just insane. Flooding up the wazoo, you know. Water started coming into the house late, like around 7, 8 o'clock. You know, I had to go up to my second floor. You know, I had to go to the second floor. Me and Rose were there for like a good half hour. Nope, I had no power for basically 3 weeks. It was insane. We had to get rescued by the National Guard because we couldn't even go outside. The water was right up to the steps and coming in. And all we lost was the refrigerator. Not the new one I have now, but the old refrigerator we had. That's the only thing we lost in Superstorm Sandy. That's it. Everything else was fine. And then we just had a, you know, I got worried because it was around high tide. I thought, you know, I was gonna stay up there for like the rest of the night, and I'm gonna come down, and it's gonna be like, you know, the water is gonna be up to my couches and everything. Most of my furniture is gonna be ruined. But thankfully, I only lost my refrigerator. But like a month or two after Superstorm Sandy hit, I got a new refrigerator. That was a pain in the butt. 3 weeks, no power. We stayed at a shelter, like not even that far away from where I live. You know, had to charge our phones at the shelter. And then we came home to assess the damage, and then it wasn't anything. And then we had to go to a funeral parlor that had power, because everywhere from at my house not going this way, going this way, had power. Had some type of power, but my area had nothing for like a couple weeks. It was insane. And then it snowed. Like a week after that, we had I think it was 3 to 6 inches of snow in the early November, which is crazy. A lot of people lost their houses. They had to rebuild. They had, you know, some around my area had to have their houses lifted. Lot of shit back then. A lot of shit back in 2012. So it's been almost 12 years since Superstorm Sandy. Hopefully we'll never get one of those, or a Cat 4, or Cat 5, or even a Cat 3. Like a direct hit, too, because direct hit, I think New York could be done. First would be underwater. Pretty much everybody's house would be gone. Because those 150 mile an hour plus winds, forget it. This house would be gone. Definitely gone. Or at least damaged severely. And I'm like, where am I going to live? Probably at my parents' house, but, you know, until either, I don't know what, I might have to, come back, reassess the damage, move everything to my parents' house for the moment, and then live there. and then see what we can do. I don't know how that would work with how much, I'll have to either sell the house or, God forbid, FEMA will give me give me money to repair the house, and it'll take weeks or months to repair it, depending on how much damage it is. Probably besides the windows and the doors, it's not a brick house, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of damage. Like the siding, the roof is gonna have to be redone. It's gonna be a lot of fucking stuff. So it's gonna take probably a few months to get back to normal. God forbid, I have to raise the house when it's built on dirt. So I don't know how that would be. But thankfully, when Superstorm Sandy hit, the house wasn't total, gone. Just a little bit of water came in around 7, 8 o'clock. I got a little nervous because of the high tide. I thought it was going to rise even more. And then I'll be like, me and Rosa will have to come down from the second floor and swim our way out. And I'm not a great swimmer, Rosa is, so she has to, save me from, drowning and shit. But thankfully, that didn't happen. And then about around 8:30, 9 o'clock, I think it was around 8:30, 9 o'clock, we waited, and then we came downstairs. The water started receding a little bit, so we just packed our things, and we were gonna ride it out, and then maybe the water would start receding even more, which it did the next day. So even if we could have slept in our bedroom, but thankfully we came downstairs to assess everything, and then we heard the National Guard come out. I was like, anybody here? And then I opened my window. I was like, hey, we're here. And then they basically took me and Rosa out of the house, and then put us on a little dinky little boat. Took us about a couple of blocks down the avenue and everything, and then after that we walked right to the shelter. Well, the makeshift shelter that we had over here, and then we basically slept the night, charged our phones, and then in the morning we got up in the morning, had a little breakfast, and then came back to the house to assess the damage. Basically nothing except for the refrigerator, which we had to take all the food out, put it in a cooler. Had to get some ice, which, thankfully, the National Guard had some ice and some extra food for us and everything. So that was kind of it, but yeah, Superstorm Sandy was an adventure. But hopefully, nothing Cat 3, Cat 4, or Cat 5 ever happened here in New York City. But, if it ever does happen, I hope I'm gone. I hope I'm, living in a different state, either down south or out west. Well, depending where down south, but, not in the path of a Cat 3, 4, 5, but, if I live out west, I don't have to worry about it. Because, really, you rarely get a hurricane in California. All you have to worry about is the earthquakes. I mean, there's sometimes the Pacific hurricane season. There's some storms that come out from around the Hawaii area that start coming this way, down to Baja California and the western side of Mexico and Arizona. But depending on where you live in California, if you live in LA, you might get hit, but San Diego, San Fran, San Jose, Southern California, not so much Northern and Central California. But, so not to really worry about that. You might have to worry about, a little rain here and there. Not much snow unless you live in the mountains of California. And all you gotta really worry about is the smog. and it's always sunny in California most of the time, so you don't have to really worry about the weather. Just all you have to worry about is rent. The prices of stuff in California is a lot, like in Florida too. But if you go to Florida, you risk tornadoes and hurricanes. Doesn't really get that cold down there. Well, like maybe around the Panhandle or around Jacksonville, might get down to like 30, 40 degrees in the winter. But if you're like in Central Florida, probably be down to like 40 degrees in the winter. So not that cold. Well, at least you're not getting snow, which is a good thing. But it's between like 40 and 50 degrees at night during the winter. And then in the day, it's like around 60, 70 degrees, unless you live in Miami, where it's like around 70, close to 80. So it's like year-round, pretty much almost year-round around Miami and the Florida Keys. It's like summer year-round. So, but living in Florida, like I said, you got to worry about the thunderstorms and especially in the spring and the summer, and a little bit of the fall. You got to worry about that, and then between April and October, you got to worry about the hurricanes, and some of them could be major hurricanes. Some have hit Florida as a Cat 3, 4, and I don't ever think Cat 5. Maybe like a year or two ago, I know one hit Tampa and it just destroyed Tampa. But it is what it is. All right, enough about weather. I'm not a weatherman. I'm just saying, just if you live in Jamaica, just batten down the hatches because the Hurricane Beryl is going to be coming your way. And that's pretty much it. All right, enough about weather. Hey, the Mets won today. Yay! Back at 500. That's pretty damn nice. Had a little adventure today. They were down 2-1, and then Alvarez with a 2-run double, making it 3-2, and then, as always, the bullpen screws it up. Because they got Fester, who was in yesterday, just stunk up it up again. Then they had a new pitcher they got from the minors. I think his last name is Jay. Jay. I think he made his Met debut, stunk it up, but he didn't give up runs, but got lucky in the 8th inning, as Washington, who they're playing tonight, bunted with 2 out and a guy on second base, bailed the Mets out, and then Tyrone Taylor with a great catch in the 9th to basically save the game. They go to extra innings. The Mets just scored 6 runs in the 10th off a horrible Washington bullpen. Kind of like the Mets. Had that, so it was 9-3 going into the bottom of the 10th, and once again the bullpen stinks it up. Almost blew the game again for the 3rd day in a row, but they held on to win 9-7. It's good they won this game because this is a big series for Washington because they're trying to get a wild card spot. They were 2 or 2.5 games back of the Mets for 3rd place. The Mets were 5 games back of the Braves. I don't know if they're still 5 or now maybe 4.5 or 4.5 for the first. That's the first wild card in 2nd place. I don't even know who has a second wild card. I think it's somewhere. I think somewhere in the Central or the West. I think it might be San Diego has a second one, and then the third one, a second or third one, and I think one of the Central teams might have the second one. But I know it's the Braves had the first one. I know that. So the Mets are in contention right now, but we'll have to see what happens the rest of this week. They got 4 games against Washington, and then they go to Pittsburgh or Schittsburg for 4. And then they come home next weekend. They got Colorado right before the All-Star break, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow, or 2 weeks from today, if you're watching this video on later Tuesday. 2 weeks from today is the All-Star break. So see how the Mets are. They're already at the half point, at the midpoint. So gonna have a few more games. I think they got like 10 more games. Edwin Diaz comes back on Saturday. And they really need him because with Drew Smith out for the year, Ottavino sucks dick. Can't pitch. He's garbage. He's going to be gone pretty soon. Probably after the All-Star break when the trade deadline hits. They're going to get rid of half their bullpen. I think David Stearns needs to fucking get rid of half the people in their bullpen that just stink. Get them all out. Probably trade. I would trade Quintana because he's like up and down. He's pretty much stinks. Maybe get rid of McGill or put him in the bullpen. With keep Peterson because he had a good game today. Sevy had a bad game yesterday. He pitched okay, but it wasn't great. But still, the bullpen stunk it up. And if it wasn't for Brandon Nimmo, on Sunday's game, they would have lost that game. And Nimmo fainted in his hotel room. That's not good. He fell. He got cut up his arm, and he was out for the game. He was not in the lineup today. He's going to be in tomorrow. So thankfully, he's not hurt because the Mets don't need any more people on the injured list. Marte's out for another week or two. So we got that. So don't know what's going to happen with the Mets at the trade deadline. They might get rid of McNeil. They're, depending on where they are in the standings, they're thinking about getting rid of Alonso. I think that's a bad idea. I don't even think it's going to happen. I think Alonso will resign with the Mets, finish his career with the Mets. I can't see him going anywhere else, really. McNeil probably might go. He's just not had a great season, even though he hit a home run on past Friday night. But, he's just had a really, really bad year. Even last year wasn't great either for him. So they might get rid of him. Then they're going to need a second baseman. I don't know who would be the replacement second baseman for him. So I have to see what happens with that. They might trade a couple of people in the lineup. Definitely get rid of a couple of starters and try to get some starters back. They're thinking about getting one from Chicago. I think another one from Houston. So they're gonna get some help if they in the rotation. But we'll see what happens with that. Kodai Senga begins a minor league rehab stint on Wednesday in Brooklyn for the Cyclones. That's going to be fun to see him on Wednesday night. Not that I'm going, but if I was, it'd be nice. Cyclones is always a great time going there. It's always a great time. Even if they lose, it's a fun game. It's fun. And it's 4th of July weekend, so there's going to be a lot of people there. Especially for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Well, I don't know about that, but, because Joey Chestnut's not going to be defending his belt. Because of the whole thing with, him getting sponsored by a vegan hot dog company. So, there's going to be a new champion this year for the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Kobayashi's not going to be there. They're thinking about having Joey Chestnut and Kobayashi in September for Labor Day weekend, which on Netflix. Like, who's going to watch that? I'd rather see it live in person in Coney Island, but they're going to do it in some studio. Stupid. But we'll see what happens with that. So we're going to have a new champion for the men, maybe a new champion for the women. I don't even know who won the women's one, but people are going to still come out to Coney Island on Thursday at noon, because when it starts. And, gonna have fun. Maybe, I know the weather's not gonna be great to go on the beach. But, you can go to the Cyclone game after that. And just have fun. And then after you're done with the Cyclone game, if you want to go up to the city and watch the fireworks from where, around the FDR, on the FDR Drive around in the 20s up to the 90s, you can see pretty much everything on the piers and everything. So, if you want to do that, go do that too. Go have fun. But it should be a good 4th of July with the fireworks display by Macy's. Even though the weather's gonna be shit, but it's gonna be a good time. And then the weekend should be great. Great for, depending on what, like I said, depending on where you live. You know, could have a barbecue, could have a little party in the backyard. But it's gonna be hot here in the Northeast this weekend. The humidity's gonna pick up again. It wasn't that hot today. Not even humid. It was like 81 degrees. Tomorrow's gonna be 81, and then get up to like 85 by the weekend. And then next week, they're supposed to get a storm on Tuesday and Wednesday. Ugh. So summer's been hot, but it's been raining here and there. But hopefully no hurricanes. Hopefully no hurricanes. Severe thunderstorms, yeah, you'll get that. But, you know, I lost power for 5 seconds yesterday. I couldn't even get on the internet for 30 minutes. I thought, because I saw a flash of lightning right outside my window, I thought a lightning bolt hit my telephone pole in the back, in my backyard. Lost power. You know, came right back on. I had to re-put on the computer and everything. My router had to go back on, and I had to restart it a couple of times to finally get back on, and it took like maybe 20 minutes. And then the phone that I used for recording kind of went on the fritz. I got a little bit nervous, but because I hit restart, I had to restart my phone because it was glitchy. And then it got stuck on. When I hit restart, it went to a black screen and said restarting, and then the little restart icon showed up, was there, and then it just stayed there for like a couple of minutes. I'm like, what the hell? And I had to I'm trying to hit the power button to, you know, do a manual reset. That wasn't working, so I did the forced restart. That didn't work. Then I was like, oh fuck, and I got nervous again, and then I hit the power button again, held it down for about 15 seconds, and then finally it restarted. So that would have been bad if I didn't have this phone I have. You know, would have went on the fritz, and I had to, you know, go to the tech to see if he can fix it. If he can't fix it, then this phone's gone. I'd probably sell it, and then I can still use my other phone, my main phone. You know, I can use that. That's the good thing. But you know, if that one ever goes, and I'm out of the phone. I have no emergency phone. But good thing I have warranty on that phone too, but I only have a couple months left, so I might have to renew. But it is what it is. Alright, enough about that. So, have a great 4th of July weekend, everybody. Be safe and be well, and that's all that's it. Alright, enough about all that. 33 minutes of spiel. So, when you do watch this on the replay, tune in to go to 33 minutes and 35 seconds or so. Alright, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for your late night, Monday night review for July the 1st, 2024. We are emanating from the TD Bank Arena in Boston, Massachusetts, the home of the world champion Boston Celtics, and that other team that plays in that arena too. Those crappy Boston Bruins. It is what it is. By the way, the Rangers! Well, there's a lot of talk about the Rangers today on Twitter with the unrestricted free agents. You know, they signed a couple of guys. One guy that played for Edmonton in the Stanley Cup. We got him now. They got another guy, I think from Pittsburgh. Gave up a 5th and 6th round pick next year. Big whoop. So, they're going to be on the team. I think they re-signed Trouba. Everybody's like, why? Yeah, Rangers kind of did Trouba wrong, but he's going to be back as the captain, even though he should not be the captain. Should be Kreider. Just my opinion. But we got that. And also found out that October the 12th is the first home game for the Rangers. They're going to be playing the new a team in the NHL, the Utah Hockey Club. Well, I think we're the former Phoenix Coyotes. I could be wrong on that. I think, yeah, the Arizona Coyotes, Phoenix Coyotes. They're gone from Phoenix, and I think they moved up to Mormon country. So Salt Lake City's got a team now. So they got a team. You know, the Kraken. You know, Seattle Kraken had a great fucking had a pretty. I think they've been around. This is their third season, I believe. In Seattle, they got to I think they got to the semifinals. I think in 2022. With 20, was it 20? I think it was 22. Last year. No, was it? I think it was last year too. So they've done pretty good in so far. The Seattle Kraken. Release the Kraken. So we got that. But yeah, Utah has a generic name, the Utah Hockey Club. Sounds like a minor league team. I don't know if they're gonna actually name them. But what would you name them? The Utah Mormons? I don't know. Can't call it the Jazz, because that's basketball. I don't even know what they're going to even play out of. I don't know if it's going to be the same arena where the Jazz play, or it's going to be in another arena. Yeah, we got that. But yeah, October the 12th, the home opener for the Rangers against Utah. And I will be there. You know why? Because I'm good. I'm Mr. VIP. Very important, Peter. But yeah, I will be there for the home opener against Utah in October. But that's like 3 months away. So, be there or be square when the Rangers start. And hopefully, the Rangers, best record in the league and, lost in 6 to Florida, the eventual Stanley Cup champions. But, now it's revenge. The revenge tour begins for the Rangers this coming season. We'll see how they do. That's that. Alright. So, back to Raw. So, like I said, Raw emanated from the TD Bank Arena in Boston, Massachusetts. The go-home show before this Saturday night's Money in the Bank pay-per-view from Toronto, Canada. And, was a pretty good show. Another great show for Raw. We heard from the Wyatt Six, another epic VHS tape video with Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy. We had that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And that's that. We had a couple of Money in the Bank qualifying matches, the final ones for the men and the women. Drew McIntyre taking on Sheamus Fella and the Russian Dragon, Ilya Dragunov for the men. That was the main event. And on the women's side, we had Dakota Kai, Ivy Nile, and Zoe Stark. We had that. We had Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker with an interesting segment, hyping their Intercontinental title match. So we had that. More with Liv and Dom Dom. Oh, it got good. As Dom and his fake dad, Rey Mysterio, went at it for the third time. We got that. Liv Morgan had to defend her Raw Women's Championship against Zelina Vega. Look at that. And a whole lot more. And hyping the the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Probably get all the women in their match. Probably doing a segment on SmackDown. So, we got that. So, SmackDown, they're going to have the kickoff show. Usually the day before the pay-per-view, they have the kickoff show. They're going to have it in Toronto early Friday afternoon. Or Friday morning, I think early Friday afternoon. And then SmackDown will be live from Toronto. And then it'll be live for Money in the Banks at the Scotia Arena. I forgot what the name of the arena is. In Toronto. Should be good. And then Sunday's NXT Heat Wave So we got a contract signing for that Fatal 4-Way match with Trick Williams, Javon Evans, Ethan Page, and Sean Spears. And you know how contract signings go. That's gonna be, somebody's getting put through a table. We'll see what happens with that. And a whole lot more tomorrow. Roxy and Luna Faces. Let's see what happens with them. The tag team titles on the line. The North American title on the line with Oba, Wakanda Forever, Femi, and Wesley going at it. We'll see what happens with that tomorrow. And also, speaking of NXT, they will be involved at Slammiversary, because we saw Mr. Ego's son Charlie Dempsey and I think the other members of Catchpoint 3.0, Catchpoint 3.0 were actually there, but Charlie Dempsey was at the Impact tapings, which we'll see Thursday. So we got that. Dana Brooke and Dolph Ziggler won the world titles in their respective divisions for WSW. That's World Series of Wrestling. So that's pretty damn nice. Finally Dana Brooke wins an actual major title, not in a major promotion, but still. Dolph Ziggler wins another world title. That's pretty damn good. And there is some spoilers for Slammiversary. Steve Macklin's in the match, in a 6-way match with Moose defending the belt against Josh Alexander's. Maclin, I think I heard maybe Joe Hendry say his name, and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. So I think he's in the match. Dolph Ziggler's in the match. I don't know about Matt Hardy, but I'm gonna have to see about that. But so that's gonna be. The card looks pretty good for Slammiversary. Jordan Grace has an open challenge. Had an open challenge at the tapings. She will be defending the belt against Dana Brooke at Slammiversary. I think Dana Brooke's going to win that. That's going to be her actual major title. So she's going to become the Knockouts champion, most likely. See what happens with that. There's a rumor that Natalya might be at that show, because she wasn't at Raw tonight, and her contract's pretty much almost up. Ricochet's contract ended today. He's going to AEW. I don't know. He might be appearing on Wednesday's show as the wild card, though it could be Hangman Adam Page, because they showed a video of him on Dynamite last week. So it's either him or Ricochet going up against Jarrett. Jarrett. J-E-W-F-J-E-W-R-E-W-T. That's Jarrett. Got that. So, gonna be an interesting, fun week this week. Maybe some surprises on Dynamite tonight. Dynamite on Wednesday night, as it'll be Beach Break from Chicago, Illinois, and then 3 weeks later is Blood and Guts 4. We got the Owen Hart Cup Finals coming up in 2 weeks in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So that should be fun. We got the semis on Wednesday night with Mariah May and Hikaru Shida, and Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. We got that. We got Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, I should say. DMD, baby, making her return to Dynamite. She's got a lot to say, especially about a certain woman named Mercedes Moné, who is a double champion. We got that. Naito is the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion for the 5th time. But we got that. So check out my first video today, my Forbidden Door review. Link down below in the gobbledygook description box. And that's that. Alright, so Raw begins with our announced team of Mitchell Cole, and this week, well, it wasn't Pat McAfee, it wasn't The Miz. Pat McAfee, I think, is still mourning the loss of his father-in-law, or he just had another week off, I don't know. But in his place is SmackDown lead commentator Corey Slave. So kind of like a, going back a couple of years when Cole and Corey Graves were the lead play-by-play and color commentary team for Monday Night Raw. And then Cole was the head on SmackDown, but now it's Corey Graves and Bad News Wade Barrett on SmackDown. But it was great to see Cole and Michael Cole and Corey Graves on commentary. Kind of felt like, watching, what we're going to see at Money in the Bank, most likely. Maybe with Wade Barrett, I don't know, but we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so we start the show off with Drew, Sheamus, and Ilya Dragunov going into the arena. Sheamus coming in driving a DeLorean. I thought that was epic. Doc, you mean to tell me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean? The way I see it, I want to go out in class. You mean this sucker's loaded? Doc, you incinerated Einstein. He's fine. He's an asshole. No. But anyway. Oh, good old Back to the Future. I could probably recite almost every line in the first two movies. McFly! I saw that fax. Read my fax. No, I'm fired. Prep, please. No. Hey, Biff, what's that? Anyway. Alright, so we see them enter the building. And then we go to the concourse inside the TD Bank Arena. The cameraman, I'm like, where is he going? So he's going, we see all the crazy fucking Boston fans in the TD Bank Arena, in the concourse, going berserk. Then we see Jey Uso, the Yeet Man. Yeet! So he's there, he's like hugging the fans are like, yeah, Jey Uso, you fucking bitch, So Jay's like walking, I guess he's gonna be, you're gonna start with Jey, he's gonna come down to the crowd, but he's walking, the fans are just like mobbing the guy. So he's he keeps walking, I'm like, are you gonna go to a section where you go down to the arena? Where are you going? He kept going. I thought he was going to go on the other side of the concourse or something like that. Maybe he's going to go to the bathroom and take a shit or something. I don't know. But anyway, he finally goes down to the ring. The Firefly, still using the Fireflies. I thought you weren't going to use those. Because now the Wyatt Six are using them? Kind of sound like a hypocrite there, Jey Uso. So he comes out, he gets to the ring, he's slapping, he's high-fiving Michael Cole. Michael Cole's like dancing, doing, like Pat McAfee would be dancing, doing this shit. Cole's getting into it now. I'm like, and he has the freaking Firefly phone. He's doing this, like, yeah, Jey Uso. What's up, Ma? What's up, yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, Cole, what are you doing? Cole's dancing? It's like, oh, he didn't do that a couple months ago. He wasn't doing that a couple months ago. He was like saying, Roman sucks, this, that, the bloodline needs to stop. He was like a Cody simp, basically. He still is. And now he's a Jey Uso simp? How hypocritical is that? He's saying Yeetamania, he said like a week or two ago. No, 2 weeks ago, when, after he won the match to go to Money in the Bank. He was like, Yeetamania's running wild! I'm like, what are you talking about? Shut up! Mitchell Cole. Anyway, so Jey Uso goes to the ring, welcomes us to Monday Night Raw. To get us going, the cheap pop. So, So Jay promises to win the Money in the Bank briefcase on Saturday. And then we hear the music of Chad Gable. Sheesh! Oh, thank you. Well, he don't say that anymore. So he comes out to interrupt, the man who won't die, Chad Gable, as had a very important win last week to get into Money in the Bank. Could win it. He's a favorite, like Mello is. We'll see what happens with that. So Gable gets right to the point. He says, "Yeet is not a word." Actually, it is. It's in the dictionary. Sadly, it is. But anyway, so Gable's like, "I am a walking miracle after surviving both the Wyatts and his family, meaning Otis, Tozawa, and Maxime Dupri, leaving him last 2 weeks before qualifying for the ladder match last week." So Jay thinks Gable is scared of the Wyatts. Wouldn't you be? After that epic debut 2 weeks ago, and what happened last week where Nikki Cross crept in the ring, scared the crap out of Gable. You wouldn't be scared? Anyway, so Jay thinks he's scared of Gable's scared of the Wyatts, but Gable says that Jay is the one who took the Fireflies. Ooh. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. I still think he should give the Fireflies back to the Wyatt 6 before it's too late. Because he might be dead next. Who knows? But in any case, then they start a big brawl, which Jay gets the better of. Goes up top for the Superfly splash, and Gable is slowly rolled away. He stumbles back up the entranceway, and he's like, "You think I'm just gonna lay there while you splash me?" Forget that. And then the lights start going out. The Wyatt 6 is about to show up. Gable starts running for his life. He starts going towards the entranceway, but first he found Joe Gacy, Husky the Pig. Then he starts going towards the off stage to stage left. He goes stage left, stage right if you're watching at home. So he finds Joe Gacy. So then he keeps going towards the back, going towards the crowd, into the crowd. Then he sees Dexter Lumis, the Rambling Rabbit. Then right before he gets near to the crowd area, we see Eric Rowan, Dexter. As I say, Dexter's not Rambling Rabbit. So Eric Rowan is Rambling Rabbit. Dexter is Mercy the Vulture, the Buzzard, whatever you want to call it. So he sees the silhouettes of them, gets scared. Then he goes up the stairs and out. That was creepy. And then we see Nikki Cross once again on the outside of the ring. She has another box from Michael Cole. Gives it to Michael Cole. And as we saw last week, he opened the box and we get another one of those VHS tapes saying "Play Me." So we're gonna get that. He gives it to the stagehand. So we're gonna get another video, maybe something else with Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas, or maybe somebody, the other members of the Wyatt 6, which I think they should start doing that. We should see Uncle Howdy talking to them, without the costumes on. So we'll get a thing with Nikki Cross one week. Then the next week we'll get Dexter Lumis. Then the next week we'll get Eric Rowan. I think that's what they should do. I think it would be great. And they can still torture Chad Gable for the next month or two. But we got that. So we're going to get the Wyatt 6 video coming up later. But that whole segment was very good to start. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on a chaotic start to Monday Night Raw. And we move on. Alright, then we go to our first official match of the night. We got Xavier Woods with Kofi Kingston! Takes on Killer Kross, comes out with the rest of the Final Testament, Akam and Razor, the Also Pain, with Precious Paul Ellering as well, and the lovely Scarlett Bordeaux. Oh my. She's looking hot. Anyway, Kross has been trying to get Xavier and Kofi to kind of turn on each other, break up the New Day. It's been going on for the last couple weeks. So, we saw last week, Kofi beat Killer Kross. Now, this week, Xavier Woods gets a shot. And it's also with Woods chopping away on Kross to start. Gets thrown down with a T-bone suplex. Then Xavier Woods sends Kross to the floor for a flippy dibbity-doo. But Kross then powerbombs Woods against the ring post. Ow! As we go to break, we come back. Woods starts making a comeback. Some right hands in the corner. A kick to the head. Rocks the big man. But Kross comes right back with a big forearm as Woods tried to go for the limit break. And he got distracted by pretty much the entire Final Testament at ringside. Kofi's there, why didn't you just say, hey, leave him alone? So we got that. And then, I think Kross was trying for, his finisher. That, F5 type move. But Xavier Woods grabs a small package circa 1924. 1, 2, 3, and just under 7.5 minutes, Xavier Woods gets the win. No, Kross won last week he beat Kofi when we helped beating 7 world champions. So he won last week, so Xavier Woods gets revenge on his friend Kofi from last week. He gets the win. Match gave 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. And then afterwards, the Also Pain come in, beat the crap out of Kofi and Xavier Woods, and then Killer Kross picked up Kofi, and he had his arm like this. He's yanking back on his shoulder and his elbow area. I thought he was grabbing his braids at the same time as well, but Kofi was he felt like a pop. So I don't know if he's legit. He injured his elbow or his arm, but eventually, referees came out to stop it. But damage was done. Kofi is hurt right in front of Xavier Woods, who's on the outside, you're gonna pay for that. And then Kross said something to him, when are you gonna get it? TikTok, So, this feud continues on. I wish it would end. And that's pretty much it. We move on. Alright, after that, we go to the back. We have Le Campion, Poppy Priest, the World Heavyweight Champion. He runs into Dominic Guerrero, I say. Tells Dom to deal with the Liv Morgan stuff. And then he's like, you better get this stuff, this handled, because I just talked to Mommy Rhea Ripley, and she is pissed. I'm like, uh-oh. Here we go. So, he's trying to get in the room, and Priest is, stopping him for a little bit. Then they finally go into the clubhouse. We see Liv Morgan there watching Carlito, JD McDumbfuck, and Finn Balor, the tag team champions, Finn Balor and JD McDumbfuck, along with Carlito. They're playing WWE 2K24 again. And they were one of the characters was beating up Braun Strowman. So she's there again, without chicken tenders, I think. Anyway, so Poppy's like, "What are you doing in here?" So Liv leaves quickly because her match for the Raw Women's title is next against Zelina Vega. And then Finn Balor, like, starts yelling at Priest for not trusting them and trusting the group. So I'm like, oh, there it is. Seeds planted for the eventual breakup of the Judgment Day. They're gonna probably kick Priest out. Eventually, I think he might lose to Seth Rollins. I doubt it. But either he's gonna lose to Seth or he's gonna lose via cash-in. Or maybe what I think they might do is that something's gonna happen and then they're gonna attack Priest violently and then Drew's gonna cash in right after that because of the big beatdown. And then Priest is gonna go on gonna be solo Mibuki Sakoa, but he will be on his own. And Judgment Day will just be Finn Balor, JD McDumpfuck, Dom and Liv Morgan, and Priest will probably go on his own, and then Mommy Rhea Ripley will maybe be by his side, or maybe she'll come back to destroy Liv Morgan and win back the Raw Women's Championship at SummerSlam. But we'll see what happens with that. So they start yelling at each other. It's like, you don't trust me. We're a family. We should trust each other. This and that. Priest is like, you took what I said. It's like saying I don't need you guys. I can do this on my own. You took that kind of out of proportion. And I'm ready to beat Seth Rollins on Saturday and make sure that he never gets a title shot as long as I'm champion. So that's that. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we get another great video on Roman's dad, Sika. So that was pretty damn nice to see again. Alright, then we go to match number 2 for the Raw Women's Championship. Liv Morgan taking on Zelina Vega. We had that. Before the match, Zelina's in the gorilla position with Kathy Kelly. Says she is after the title and not Dirty D. Well, the only Dirty D she can get is from Malachi Black, because they're married. So, goddamn you, Tommy Ann. It should have been me tapping that sweet Puerto Rican ass. Come on now, dude. But it is what it is. Alright, this match was pretty good. They had the old school introductions by the great Samantha Irvin. But I bet you she's gonna miss Ricochet. Well, not so much, because Ricochet's only gonna, he's gonna wrestle like maybe once or twice a week. Well, 3 times for a pay-per-view. So, because Ricochet is going to AEW, so he'll be home most of the time, but Samantha Irvin will be on the road most of the time, doing Raw, the pay-per-views, and I think some of the house shows. I think she does the ring announcing for. So, and they're getting married. They're going to get actually legit married soon. So, we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, good match. Zelina charges at Liv at the start, snaps off a springboard arm drag, and then Liv chokes away on Zelina in the ropes, but gets drop kicked to the floor. And then Dominic Galeno once again comes out to watch. No, he wasn't watching. He was watching Liv Morgan's sweet ass. Because that's what he does. He's like, like his real dad, Eddie Galeno, S.A. Right, Eddie? You used to chase a lot of tail back in the day. China. Oh yes, S.A. Pero I had the ladies on my pinga every time I was out there, man. China was on my pinga for like months, S.A. Pero I know. Now your son, Eddie, he's coming out and looking at Liv Morgan's sweet ass. Oh, she is a, oh my god, S.A. Pero she is, if I was alive today, I'd like to give her the Latino heat, S.A. Oh, whoa, I think she's a little bit young for you there, dude. What do you mean? How old is she, S.A. Pero? Well, she's like, I think in her 20s, like maybe early 30s. Yeah, but, I'm like 45 years old. And I was like, no, you're not. You're like 50-something years old, dude. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Age ain't nothing but a number, and love ain't nothing but a thing, but still. I think she's too young for you, bro. I mean, S.A. Yeah, but I know she might be too young. Might be too young for me, but I'm happy for my son, My son's getting, he got a hot chick. Yeah, he had fun with Rhea Ripley, and now Mommy Rhea Ripley is pissed off. Oh, I know. She blew up my phone yesterday. Telling me to tell my son to stop being such a prick, a cablon, I know, that's what happens. The temptations of having another woman fantasize over you, and, now it's like right in your fucking face. Remember what happened with Joni? You cheated on her, and she got all mad, and then basically you kind of treated her like shit. Yeah, I didn't get that. I'm sorry I did that to China, but now we're having fun up in here in heaven. We went out yesterday dancing. Oh, what kind of dancing? Don't answer that. What do you mean? Don't answer that. We went samba dancing. Oh, okay, that's fine. No. I didn't mean like go to a club. Grinding. She's China's grinding on your pinga and everything. I mean, the next thing you know, you're having a hot, amazing sex, but still. Oh, the sex we have is just great, pero I don't want to know. I don't want to. Do I tell you about my sex life with my mamacita? No, I don't. I don't tell you. I don't need to tell you. You don't need to get in my sex life, dude. Yeah, but you tell me. Shut up, Mike. I don't need to. Don't answer. Go away. You're not in this conversation. Get out of here, Mike. Ah, come on. Get out of here. I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm sorry. Nah, it's okay, pero. Yeah, you don't have to tell me. You tell me when you're ready, okay? Yeah, I know. Right. Anyway, so Dom Dom comes out to watch. And then that led to the distraction. And then Zelina hits Meteora on Liv, and then Rey Mysterio, booyaka, he comes out, the fake dad, right, Eddie? He's a fake dad, right? He's not his real dad. He's like, no, Rey Mysterio is a cabrón, he's a pendejo, he's a deadbeat dad, pero I'm Dominic's real papi. He knows that. He knew that since he came out of Angie's womb. He knew that from day one, pero he knew I was his papi, not Rey. But he's a cabrón. He's a pendejo. I know. He has an epic theme song. By the great band POD. What do you mean? I say my theme song was great. I lie, I cheat, I steal. That was good too. But I'm a metal guy, I gotta go with the metal, Sorry. Anyway. By the way. Angelito Lesse, how you doing? Ay. Anyway. Moving on. Alright, so Rey comes out to even things up as we go to break. Come back. Liv hits the Eddie Guerrero, Three Amigos, then points at Dom. Hey, Dom, look, I did your dad's move! What do you think about that, Eddie? Liv doing the Three Amigos move, I don't mind. Okay. Anyway. So she points at Dom and putting on Rhea Ripley's prism trap. Ooh, she is really pissing Rhea Ripley off. And her fans. One fan did a video, I think I saw it on Twitter, where he's like, Mommy's gonna kick your ass. He's like, I can kick your ass, Liv. I'm like, oh, and Liv's like, oh, really? Can you throw the first pitch out at the Red Sox game? Wasn't even a good, kind of a better first pitch than Mercedes Moné threw, which still. Anyway, alright, so that gets broken up. Zelina snaps up a quick moonsault for a near fall. Liv comes back with a Hurricanrana. to get her out of trouble, blows a kiss to Dom, who kind of smiled. Oh, Dom! Hey, she kissed me. Anyway, she likes me. Zelina comes back with a super code red. Tries to go for the code to win the belt, but Liv, smart, rolls to the outside. But hold on, Ray goes after Dom Dom, and then earned a baseball slide, knock him down. Liv hits a baseball slide on Ray, and then Zelina hits a 619 into a tornado DDT for a very near fall, as Dom he grabbed the chair, he was about to throw it in the ring, but he saw AJ Pereira, the referee, looking, and then, he still holds the chair, then he gets up on the apron, and then try to hit Zelina with the chair, but that led to Liv hitting Oblivion and then knocking Dom off the apron. I thought he hit Liv with the chair, not Liv, sorry, Zelina Vega with the chair. But Liv hits Oblivion 1, 2, 3 in 11.5 minutes to retain the belt, obviously. So we got that. Match was pretty good. 3 out of 5 stars. And that's that. And then after the match, Liv goes to the back. She is met by Kathy Kelly, who talks about the Liv Revenge Tour. She's like, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. It's like, my plan is coming together. The Liv Morgan Revenge Tour is running wild and everything. And she's like, I dedicate my win to my daddy, Dom. Aww. Dom, you're such a stud. Now we get that. Alright, we move on. Alright, then we get the first of 3 videos between Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, and Ilya Dragunov. The first one, Drew McIntyre promises to win the Money in the Bank qualifying match later on in the main event. Go on to win Money in the Bank. That's a good shot. Good shot if he wins. We'll get that. Alright, then we get the first few minutes of the WrestleMania documentary that's going to be on YouTube Wednesday night at 7. Right before Dynamite. I'm going to watch that. So, we see, Hunter on the plane, talking about the original script for WrestleMania before The Rock, when The Rock came in and everything. He was supposed to fight Roman on night 2, and then the whole thing with Punk getting injured and Cody winning the goddamn Royal Rumble again, and that whole thing blew up with Seth Rollins getting involved. The whole media scrum in Vegas. We saw that. A little bit of that. So, that's going to be fun. Backstage at WrestleMania 40 on YouTube this Wednesday night at 7. I don't know if I'm going to review it. It's self-explanatory. But it's going to be good to see. It's going to be great. Speaking of Seth freaking Rollins, we see him in the back, going to the ring before we saw the clip. We see him in the back, he's walking. Then we see, if you look closely, we saw Zoe Stark talking to Sonya Deville, and then Shayna Baszler comes in and starts pulling her away from Sonya Deville. Because that's been going on behind the scenes lately. Great to see Sonya Deville back in WWE after that horrible leg injury of hers. So we got that. So Seth Rollins finally goes to the ring. So he comes out, welcomes us to Monday Night Rollins. Then he does his usual thing. I'm a visionary. I'm a revolutionary. I'm Seth freaking Rollins. By the way, Fit by the Men's Warehouse. That's always our sponsor. Because when you go to the Men's Warehouse, you can maybe get a fit just like Seth Rollins, and maybe, just maybe, you'll like the way you look. Maybe Seth Rollins will guarantee that. I don't know. Maybe. Not all of you will like the way you look, because you still look like shit, and you still need a haircut, a shower. Maybe get some pussy. Maybe you actually get pussy if you go to the Men's Warehouse and get a good fit. You don't have to wear glasses like me, but I don't even need glasses to get laid. I mean, I'm fucking Peter Joseph. Yeah. I get all the ladies. But only one lady has my heart. I've been with her for 16 goddamn years. And counting. Is what it is. That's that. Alright, so Seth says, I hope I'll be in this ring next week as World Heavyweight Champion once again. So Seth talks about how this is a championship city. Talk about the Celtics. And then we if you notice, there's some leftover confetti from the Celtics celebration. Like, it was stuck on the top of the arena. It was like, what, Sting was like throwing it down? Was Sting in the rafters all along? We didn't know it. I said that in Issa's chat, and that she was like, he's like, oh man, that's funny. Sting's in the rafters. I still got it. I still got it, baby. Anyway. But no, I think it was leftover confetti from the Celtics celebration. But I don't know. I kind of found that weird. It was just coming down. It was in the ring. He's like, little bitty confetti pieces were coming down. He's like, what the hell's going on here? Alright, so anyway, talks about that. Talks about the Patriots, the Bruins, the Pats, you know, who had horrible seasons, by the way. By the way, fuck the Bruins. Just for the Rangers' sake. We got that. The only good team in Boston is pretty much the Celtics. Red Sox are not having a great season this year. Pats, you know, didn't have a great season last year. I don't think they're going to have a great season this year either. You know, they don't have Belichick anymore. It's going to be a different team next year. Well, this year, I should say. Very different team. I don't even think Mac Jones is still the quarterback. I think they got rid of him. So, I don't see the Patriots even getting at most 6 wins this year. I mean, the division, the AFC East, is anybody's game now. Rodgers and his discount double check is actually back. So we could see the Jets. I had them winning the division last year, but Rodgers got hurt first fucking game of the year, first play of the year. He's out for the entire year. Jets, their season pretty much imploded right after that. But now Rodgers is back, healthy in his first full year as a Jet quarterback. I gotta give the Jets a good chance to win the division this year. And their first game is against who? The Niners in Santa Clara. That's gonna be an epic Monday Night Football game. I'm not even watching Raw. I'll still watch it, obviously, but for review's sake. But I'm not even gonna care about watching it, because I'm gonna have the Niners app on, watching the entire game, and then me chatting along with Issa. Hey, Niners are up 35-0. Yeah, it could happen. Rodgers can't win in San Fran. Can't. He only won once in the regular season. That was I think a couple years ago, when it was on the Packers. It was a great game. Niners had the lead with 30 seconds left and gave it to Rodgers. What does he do? Goes down the field, and then Nathan Crosby hits that fucking game-winning field goal. Heartbreak City there. That hurt. It didn't hurt, but the Niners still went to the playoffs. And guess what? They faced the Packers. Bye-bye! Packers go bye-bye. Because they can't win They can't win. Can't win in Santa Clara. Can't even win at home in the playoffs against the Niners. We all remember Kaepernick, the Kaepernick game. That was an epic game. 2000. What year was that? 2012, I think. When the Niners went to the Super Bowl. They had to go through. They went through. I think that was the NFC title game or the semifinal game, where Kaepernick just went nuts. That was a great game. That was a game. That was his best game. Rodgers played like shit. But yeah, I mean, then we saw it. There was 2 years ago, I think it was, when they were playing in the snow in frozen Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, where the Niners won with Robbie Gould hitting that. I think it was like a 35 yard field goal in the snow. That was great. And the Niners went on to. There was the year they played the Eagles in the NFC title game. That horrible game that was, where Brock Purdy got hurt. Yeah, but who got revenge after that? Where did the Eagles go the year after that? They went to the Super Bowl and should have won that Super Bowl. Fucking gave Mahomes ring number 2. Horrible. It is what it is. And then this past season, the Eagles, go to the playoffs and choke right down the stretch. They play like shit near the end of the year. Get knocked out in the first round. I think by who did they lose to? I think the Cowboys. No. Green Bay beat the Cowboys. I know that, but I forgot who. No, I think it was the Vikings. I think beat the crap out of Philly. And then the Packers beat the freaking Cowboys, which made me fucking happy. And then what happened? That epic game in the that epic game it was in the NFC semifinals, with a very close game, and somehow the Niners pulled that game out. Then they faced the Lions in the NFC title game. We all remember that game, the Brandon Ayuk miracle catch game. If that football didn't bounce off the defender's fucking face, and Ayuk caught the ball, I think the Niners lose that game. They don't come back to even win that game. That catch, it's like pretty much the catch 2. The catch 1 was in the early 80s, Dwight Clark in the playoffs against the Cowboys. That was a catch. That was the catch Joe Montana, the Dwight Clark. Epic fucking catch. But that one by Ayuk this past year, it's up there with the Immaculate almost said Immaculate Conception. That's a different thing. The Immaculate Reception by Franco Harris. Up there with, like, these big plays, But in Niner lore, that's the catch 2. Even the one that Kittle had in that game. And Kittle was about to have a baby. Good job. Good job. McCaffrey got married. Brock, I think he's getting married, or he's still engaged. I don't know what happened. Still haven't paid Brandon Ayuk yet. He went to San Fran for a meeting. I don't know what happened from there with that. Then he was shown at practice on training camp. Well, not training camp, hasn't started yet, but he was there. Came back to San Fran for the OTAs and everything, and it was like, oh, he's signing! He signed a deal! No, we haven't heard anything yet. He still wants, he still wants 30 to 35 million, and the Niners are like, no, we're not going to give you 35 million. We're going to probably stall it between 27 and 30. So it's either they give him his money, or they're going to franchise tag him. He's like, well, you're going to play out this year, and then we'll see what happens in the offseason. He's probably going to be gone anyway. But he said he wants to be a Niner for life. Well, from your mouth to Jed York and Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch's ears, dude. They're just sitting on their fucking asses. What are we gonna do? We got all this cap space. And then thinking about getting another safety. I mean, that's great, but still. And then you gotta worry about Ayuk getting his extension. Kittle is in line for an extension. Fred Warner's in line for an extension. Eventually, Brock Purdy's going to be a free agent after this season. So you're going to give money now. Because you're going to lose basically your core. This might be the last year. You have Ayuk, and then, God forbid, Brock Purdy goes to Minnesota. Well, a lot of people thinking he's going to Minnesota next year. Because he's going to get bank. He's gonna get like $30-40 million a year, because he's gonna he might become the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. Fuck Mahomes, fuck Rodgers, and he's like, I'm getting bank after this year. Whether he wins the Super Bowl or not, that remains to be seen. That first game is gonna be. I mean, it's the first game, but, it's going to be an epic game. And then after that, the schedule gets a little bit hard. First 8 weeks is just, get Seattle early on. Just, ugh. I still think the Niners will win the division. But it's going to be a dogfight between a new-look Rams team and the Seahawks. Well, I don't think have Pete Carroll anymore. I think he's done too. They still have Geno Smith. Gonna be pretty much a three team race. Arizona's rebuilding, but still an annoyance in the NFC West. It is what it is. NFC East is probably going to be between I think it might go to the Eagles, but don't look now. The Commanders look pretty good this year. That NFC East is going to be stacked. But for all you Giant fans, you see how Daniel Jones does this year, coming back from that neck injury he had. Might need a middle to end of the year. Didn't know Saquon Barkley because he went to Philly. They had a good draft. I think they got a couple good players in free agency. So Giants might be up there maybe for a wild card spot. But I think it depends on Daniel Jones, if he can keep his hand on the football, because he's a fumble-liar machine. Fumble-liar! Fumbleowski! Can't hold on to the ball. Sometimes the Giants get off to a good start, and then down the shit they go. I think New York football, it's gonna be, we'll see. A lot of people now they're getting into. It's gonna be football season pretty soon. 3 weeks from tomorrow. Because it's Tuesday now. 3 weeks from tomorrow is training camp. Training camp opens, and then 2 weeks later is the Hall of Fame game. And then after that, the actual first week of preseason starts. And then a month after that, the regular season starts. On September the 8th. Well, the first game is September the... I think September the 4th or the 5th. Yeah, I think it's September 4th or 5th is that Thursday game. Then they have a Friday game in Brazil with the Eagles. That's going to be interesting to see. I think it's like a 3 o'clock game on Fox. Why would you put that game on Fox? At 3 o'clock? We got Friday afternoon football from Brazil! And we're not talking about soccer. Speaking of soccer, fuck the United States men's national team. How do you lose to Uruguay? 1-0? Seriously? You're representing America in the Summer Olympics, you throw a dud? And you lose to Uruguay? Dude. That's why they're not going to win in soccer. The men's team will never win a medal in soccer. The women's team, maybe. But the men's team sucks so bad. You know who's going to win the medal in soccer? Italy. I know we got Copa America, I think it's almost done. I don't even know who's actually in the finals of that. I know England beat Slovakia, I know that. I saw that game the other day. I don't know if Italy's still in it. I don't know if they're still in it or they lost. But Italy's always good in like the World Cup or the Euro Cup, Copa America, whatever it is. But yeah, losing to Uruguay 1-0. Really? That's why men's soccer fucking sucks. Because you get all these people from the MLS who are supposedly good. Nope. But you're losing to Uruguay. It's like losing to freaking Uzbekistan. I was going to say Ukraine, but I love the Ukraine, but... One of my cousins from... my cousin's wife is from Ukraine. So, we got that. So, but yeah, losing to Uruguay... Ugh. By the way, the Olympics start in 3 weeks. And we're going to watch it? No. I'm not even going to watch it. I don't really care for the Olympics. I used to, but I don't care. I mean, I might watch a little bit of the men's basketball team. It's not going to be anybody like normal there. It's just going to like college guys. I think now it's not like the dream team like Jordan and Pippen and Magic Johnson, Bird, Patrick Ewing. You know, that type of team. Or later on with LeBron and Mike Krzyzewski, the Duke God. You know, the guy, he's a legend at Duke. Now he's retired. Kind of like, Dean Smith at North Carolina. North Carolina! I think they won the NCAA tournament this year. I think it was UConn. I forget. I think it was UConn. UConn! I'll get that. Huh. College basketball is going to be starting pretty soon. Along with college football in about a month or two. I don't watch college football. I used to with the Florida State Seminoles. And then the U. No, not that U. Miami. U. Ohio State. You know, pretty much just like Ohio State's always like around in the top 25, the top 5. And then you got Georgia. I think it's Georgia. No, and maybe it's Auburn. I think, but then I watch the Notre Dame games because they're always on Channel 4. So a little bit of Penn State. Not like the year I used to love Penn State with Joe Paterno, the legend. I wish Joe Paterno was a fucking NFL coach. He should have been hired by an NFL team. That would have been great. Not like Steve Spurrier. What? Just saying. Just saying. I watch a little bit of Syracuse football, but not much. The lacrosse team, I used to love watching them back in the day, back in the early to late 90s. Not so much now. I don't watch lacrosse much. But it is what it is. That's that. Alright, so let's get back to wrestling. Anyway, so where was I? Alright, so it talks about the Boston is a championship city, and they know why that Seth has to win on Saturday. If he can't win at Money in the Bank, he's going to have to take a look at himself in the mirror. But when the pressure is on, he is at his best. And then it sounded like Bobby Priest was going to come out, but we get Finn Balor. He comes out, says, I'm in a bad mood right now because everything is changing, along with Bobby Priest says, you changed, man. Bobby's like, oh, no, I haven't. So Rollins thinks Balor is the one changing, like Priest being the World Heavyweight Champion. Speaking of Priest, now he comes out. I don't know why they brought up Finn first, then Priest. So Seth's like, it's a trap! And Priest's like, no, it's not a trap, No pick. So he starts accusing Finn Balor of getting in my business when I tell people to stop getting in my business. So it looks like Balor and Finn and Priest were gonna go at it. And then Rollins is all ready to fight. He's like, you wanna fight? Let's do it right now! And then he super kicks both of them, steps up the stomp on Finn Balor, but Priest stopped it, hit South of Heaven in the middle of that ring, leaving Seth laying. And then he kind of like, he goes up the ramp, and he's like, I got you, Finn, you're gonna be okay. Alright, so we got that. So I gave that 3.25 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Then we move on. Then we get a video from Marcel Barthel talk about what happened last week in his match with Braun Breaker, as Sheamus came over the guardrail and knocked his freaking teeth down his throat, which led to Braun destroying him. So Marcel says, I could have won the match, but now I have broken ribs, and now I will get revenge on you, Sheamus fella. So, got that. Move on. Alright, go to break, we come back, we see Bobby Priest and telling Finn Balor, who looks like he looks like he drank too much. Because he's like, he's hurt and everything. So Priest tells Finn that he appreciates the help, but he's like, I got this on Saturday, I don't need you guys, and Finn's like, okay, I accept it. I still think they're gonna screw him in the end. Whether he wins the match, or Judgment Day comes out, they want to help, these are distractions, Seth wins the belt, and then maybe Drew cashes in right after that, after, Judgment Day beats the fuck out of him, and then Drew wins the belt. Which I don't think he's going to win the belt, because really, if he does win the belt, then you're going to get Punk coming back, medically cleared, against Drew at SummerSlam. But it doesn't need the belt. Because if it is for the belt, Punk is going to win the belt. And hold it for like a year. Maybe more than a year. Maybe go back to 434 again. But it doesn't... Look, their match at SummerSlam does not need the belt. Just Punk comes back, medically cleared, beats the fuck out of Drew, gets revenge for AJ and himself. Then they probably have another match they have the second match at Hell in a Cell, probably inside Hell in a Cell, even though Punk doesn't want to do the match. We know why, the Ryback whole situation. And that's that. Maybe Drew beats him. They have a third match, maybe at, well, probably the second match might be at Bash in Berlin. The third match will be the blow-off match inside Hell in a Cell. And then that's pretty much it. And then I don't know where Drew and Punk go after that. Because they're not going to be in War Games, obviously. Because it's going to be Roman coming back at SummerSlam to take care of Solo and the Rogue Bloodline. And Roman will come back. We'll have Jimmy and Jay coming back. Maybe Sami Zayn as the fourth or possibly the fifth guy. If they do a 5-on-5 or they do a 4-on-4, depending on what they do with Zila Fatu, Lance Anoy, and Hikuleo, what they're going to call him, Tala Tonga. Ugh. The Wise Man's going to come back around that time. Well, he's not going to be on SmackDown this Friday. I know that. That's definite. But I think after Money in the Bank, the weeks leading up to SummerSlam, Cody's got that match, the six-man tag team match, with Randy and Kevin taking on Solo and maybe Jacob and one of the Girls of Destiny. Got that. I think they're going to win the match, and then after the match, Solo starts beating the crap out of Cody, which leads to Cody versus Solo for the belt. And that's where Roman comes in at the end of the, either at the end of the match or after the match. Cody wins the match, and then we get a big 4-on-1 beatdown. And then eventually, maybe Randy and Kevin come out, but then they get beat up. And then everybody's like, "We want Roman!" and chant for Roman. Next thing you know, you hear Roman's theme, and the crowd goes nuts at Cleveland Stadium. Either Roman's music hits, and then we're like, "Where's Roman? Where's Roman?" They're looking up the ramp, like, "Where's Roman's gonna be there?" But I think during the match, the Wise Man's gonna come out and like, Or maybe what I think they might do, Roman, he gets beat down, and then we see the Wise Man start going down the ramp, and he stops, and he's like, he thinks he's gonna get back with Solo, and I can't get back with Solo. He's gonna go down the ramp, look, and then Solo and the Girls of Destiny and Jacob Fatu are like, "What are you gonna do, Paul?" And Paul's like, grabs his phone, he's like, "Call Roman Reigns," right? The fans are going nuts, and then out of nowhere, Roman comes from the crowd, beats the fuck out of Solo, the Girls of Destiny, and Jacob Fatu. It's just gonna be freaking epic. He's just gonna go ape shit on them, like he did in 2020. At SummerSlam, when he beat the fuck out of the Fiend Bray Wyatt, God rest his mighty soul, and Braun Strowman, which led to Payback, where he won the then WWE title. I think he won the WWE title, the Universal title, because the Fiend had it, and then the rest is history. 3.5 years later, he just went berserk with that whole Bloodline storyline, with Kevin and Sami involved, and then Cody, Seth Rollins, The Rock. But at SummerSlam, it's gonna start the Roman OG Bloodline versus the Rogue Bloodline storyline. That's gonna go for months, probably all the way to WrestleMania, where we're gonna get The Rock getting involved in this whole thing, and he's gonna side with Solo, most likely. Or we get Roman versus Solo at Mania 41, or Roman versus The Rock, but I think they're going to go with Cody versus The Rock for possibly both belts. The Undisputed Universal title against The Rock's People's Champion title. Not that Cody needs that, but not that The Rock's going to win the belt at WrestleMania, but unless they maybe do Rock Roman. Nah, I don't want to see the Payback, but they could do it at Clash of the Cat. One of the pay-per-views, not the May pay-per-view. They can't do it. Well, they have to do it at the end, somewhere in the middle of May, because WrestleMania is in mid-April, so the next pay-per-view will be probably like a month later, which will be Payback, wherever that might be. And then after that will be the June pay-per-view, which is might be the Clash of the Castle, probably be back in England. So they could do Rock Roman in England, which I'd rather have it in the States. So either it's going to be at Money in the Bank 2025, or they're going to hold off until SummerSlam 2025, which might be in Indianapolis. That would be epic. Roman versus The Rock, one-on-one, SummerSlam 2025. You know, we should have got it this year. But we're not going to get it this year. Because Rock is doing his shit. Roman is enjoying a nice cocktail on Miami Beach. He finished the movie. Now he's just like, when is he coming back? Just staying home on the beach with it, banging his hot wife. Not missionary position, because we all know, we don't want to know what happens with missionary position. It's like missionary position every single night. Ugh. So we get that. Alright, moving on. Alright, yeah, so Priest tells Finn that, I got this on Saturday, I'm going to be set, I don't need your help. And Balor's like, okay. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, now we're going to end this because it's getting really late. Okay. Then we go to the Women's Money in the Bank qualifying match, the final match in the final match to see who is the 6th woman. Dakota Kai, Zoe Stark, and Ivy Nile. Under 10-minute match. Damage Control comes out. Kyrie comes out looking amazing. I don't think we saw we saw Io later on. But then Isla Dawn and Ivy Nile run and jump them, bitches. And that led Bane's like, what are you guys doing there? And then Zoe takes advantage, hits the Z360, 1, 2, 3. What is WWE doing with Dakota Kai? Why is she losing every fucking week? Excuse me. She is 2-20 this year. 2 wins. I think one was in a tag team. Both were in a tag team match. I could be wrong. Maybe one was on Raw, I think. I forget, but in any case. But yeah, what are they doing with Dakota Kai? When are they going to give her a nice, good singles push? I think when Asuka comes back next year, because she's not going to be back at all this year, they're saying, sucks. But when Asuka comes back, and when Damage Control is like back as a faction, they're going to kick Dakota Kai out, and then bye-bye, so long, farewell, and then the Black Lotus tribe begins around WrestleMania 41. But, we have to see what happens with that. Okay, so Isla Dawn and Alba Fire come out to take care of Kyrie and Io. So we get that. So Zoe Stark advances to the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and that's pretty much it. We have to see what happens with all that. I don't think she's gonna win. I still think Tiffy is gonna win. Or, I doubt Lyra or Valkyria, but I think it's going to be either Chelsea Green or Tiffy Tip. I'm hoping it's Tiffy Tiff. But I think they might give it to the hometown girl, Chelsea Green, because it's in Toronto. So, she's from Canada, eh? By the way, happy Canada Day. Oh, well, it was yesterday, but happy belated Canada Day to all you Canadian fuckers up there. Hope we had a lot of maple syrup and a lot of poutine. Maybe a lot of Canadian bacon. It is what it is. Alright, so I gave the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. So Zoe Stark advances, and that's it. Then we get the segment of the night. Once again, the Wyatt 6 segment. Now, last week we saw the tape played. We saw Bo Dallas talking to Uncle Howdy about Bray, like talking about, how did it feel, losing your brother and everything. And then we got all those cryptic tweets last week with do you think you're special? We saw the YS6 invade the Disney Channel. That was hilarious. Mickey Mouse, poor Mickey. Hi kids! Hi kids, welcome to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Shut up, Mickey. Freaking Bray Wyatt and the YS6 killed Mickey Mouse. That was hilarious. I found it funny. So anyway, that was a segment of the week, and then they talk about, do you think you're special? And then there was another tweet with which led to how or howdy or something like that. All right. Anyway, so the tape plays a little grainy. So we get part 2 of the interview with Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas. So Uncle Howdy asks, do you think you're special? What were you thinking? Like, what are you thinking about? You think you're special, this and that. So Bo says that they are the ones who were forgotten. I guess meaning Bo, Dexter, Joe Gacy. Maybe Uncle Howdy as well, but I didn't get that part, but anyway. Alright. So he says, we were the clay in the hands of the potter, and now we are a family. Yes, we are. We get that. He says, the false prophets must pay for their sins. Then they talk about the reckoning. Bo's like, I am the reckoning, and then Uncle Howdy's like, the reckoning is here, and something like that. I'm like, wait a minute, are we talking about retribution again? Like, Mia Yim is gonna come out in that stupid mask, or... Wait, who was I think she was called Reckoning, or it was Mercedes Martinez before they kicked her out. They didn't even kick her out. She wasn't even in the group. Pretty much. It was just Mustafa Ali, Dijak, what they call T-Bar, Shane Haste, guy from TMDK, call him, Slapjack. Then they had now it's Masse, or now it's Mace. Then they had Mia Yim, who I think was called Reckoning. And I don't even know what Mercedes Martinez's name was, but she didn't even fit in the group. They kicked her out, released her. She goes to AEW / Ring of Honor. We haven't seen her since, by the way. Whatever happened to Mercedes Martinez? She used to be in that with Diamante, but I don't know if she got injured or she just got nothing. Tony Khan got nothing for her. Like a bunch of other things in Ring of Honor that he doesn't have. Ring of Horror. Forgot that. So you talk about the reckoning, and then their voices start merging, and then the picture's like going weird. And then Uncle Howdy disappears, which leaves Bo to say, I set them free. And then he disappears. Uncle Howdy pops back up, and he says, there you are. And by the way, they're sitting in the Firefly Funhouse. Again. So, and what you didn't see, or if you didn't notice, when they were merging, did you notice the door? The door to the Firefly Funhouse? There was the light was behind it. I was like waiting for the door to open. Like they're merging, then the door opens, like Bray Wyatt pops out or something like that. Well, but But this was another great segment. And like I said, with these tapes that they're doing, we see Bo Dallas out of costume. We should have like Uncle Howdy talking to the others out of costume, like Nikki Cross, maybe next week, or Dexter, or Joe Gacy, and eventually Eric Rowan. We get like backstory before, like, do you think you're special? Then Dexter's telling stories. And actually we hear Dexter talk for once. Just like unlike standing there like, and he doesn't say anything except for when he married Indy Hartwell. I want to hear him talk. Not in a monotone voice. I want to hear Sam Shaw, the TNA version of the Stalker, when he was stalking Christy Hemmers. I want that fucking Dexter. I want to see him. I want to hear him talk. I want to hear his story. I'd like to hear it. I think everybody would like to hear Dexter's story. And Dexter talk for once. I think it'll be a great video, or a segment, or whatever it is. We got that. Then if we hear from Eric Rowan out of character, out of costume, he'll talk about Bray. He'll talk about Brody Lee or Luke Harper. That would be freaking epic, and a lot of crying will ensue. Because I don't know if they're gonna show Luke Harper. I don't know if that might not happen with the Luke Harper thing. They can't show it obviously because Tony Khan might get mad. That's copyright infringement. So they're probably gonna use a lot of Bray stuff with Rowan. Gacy, I don't know how that, I think Gacy's gonna be like, I had a family, I had a whole lot of branches and shit like that. Talk about schism a little bit. And it says, I was lost in NXT, nobody liked me, I didn't know what direction I was going in, I was being forgotten. Not like my CZW days. So, we'll get that, and then the same thing with Nikki Cross. It's like, I had a family, I had sanity, I had this and that. I became a superhero, I became a show, my crazy self. Now I'm back. Now I feel, people who made fun of me as Nikki Ashhole, they're gonna, they're gonna pay. Like, same thing with Dexter, like, everybody hated me because I didn't talk. And I was like, I was having pillow fights with Indy Hartwell, not saying much to freaking Gargano, and, they're, he's in bed with freaking Indy, throws out a whole thing of condoms. Gargano's like, what the fuck? And then Indy Hartwell's like, my sexy Dexty's a freak. I bet. But, I would love to hear the backstories of, of like what we got with Bo Dallas talking about Bray last week, and then this week, he's talking about, I am the reckoning, we are a family now, we were Clay, and we had it all set up, until Bray sadly passed away and everything. We were going to be on the top of the world was going to be ours and shit. But this was great. 5 out of 5. Nothing left to say. Moving on. Alright, then we go to Chad Gable in the upgraded catering. Hey, Titus, upgraded, finally. Man, that food looked pretty damn good in catering, huh? Have Dana Brooke making the cookies. We see Otis eating. He had like 2 plates of food, lots of food there. Like, I think he had like a baked potato with, I don't know what it was, a baked potato or a donut. Couldn't tell. But that food looked pretty damn good. Hey, where's my plate? Shit. Well, Otis eats like 3 plates. You know why? Because he's fat. The son of a bitch is fucking fat. I'm incomplete. Okay, Scott, calm down. By the way, your biography with you and Rick, your brother Rick Steiner, pretty damn good. I liked it. You weren't fat back then. You were like a genetic freak after that, But now you're calmed down somewhat. You're doing pretty good for your life, You have a nice looking wife. Couple kids. Who knew? Big Papa Pump. So this goes out to all my freaks out there. Big Papa Pump is your hookup. Holla if you hear me. He hooked up with one of his hoochie mamas. she popped out, I think, 2 kids. 2 or 3 kids. Who knew? I always thought that when Scott Steiner had all his freaks, you knew he was banging them in the back and everything. And then when he got with Midajah, I thought that Midajah and him were legit going out. I don't know if they were going out. I don't know the backstory on that. I wouldn't be surprised if, Midajah and Scott Steiner were like an item back in the day. I don't even know what she's doing these days. Anybody know what Midajah's doing these days? Somebody let me know in the comment section. Probably doing modeling or who knows. She was hot back in the day. She was a good looker. But man, I was like, man, fucking Scott Steiner with her. Injecting his steroid penis into her. Shit. And then all the other ladies that he used to come out with. He came out with a fucking tiger. Think he's Mike Tyson. Remember that episode of Nitro when he came out with a legit fucking tiger? I was like, damn, that tiger gets loose, holy shit. We're gonna have a freaking riot. Like, people are gonna be, like, running for the hills, and the tiger's gonna, like, kill them all. Shit. I think he came out with, I don't know if he came out with Midajah at the time, and doing that segment on Nitro. But I know he came out with a lion trainer, not a tiger trainer. Because, I mean, God forbid, he's gonna come out alone with a tiger. Like I said, if that tiger gets loose, forget it. They would have had to cut Nitro. They would have had to go to commercial because the tiger's going after people. Like, mauling freaking people, eating people. With, like, blood is everywhere. Shit. That would be good TV, though, but, And Giovanni's like, this is the greatest thing I ever seen! Yeah. A tiger mauling, like, 15 people. Great, Tony Baloney. Come on now. Stop it. And then Peter would have came out and was like, oh, we can't have animals at wrestling events anymore. Peter would have sued the crap out of WCW. But, I mean, that's how it was back in the day. Freaking Nitro was crazy. I mean, but yeah, Scott Steiner coming out with a freaking live tiger on Nitro. And then, remember when Sting had Sting came down from the rafters? No, he didn't. No, he was in the rafters with the Vulture. That was creepy. And then I think he was up in the rafters. Then I think the Vulture came down from the rafters, and then. No, I think it came down from the rafters, or the lights went out. Then the lights come back on. The Vulture's on the top rope, and then like Hogan and Bischoff are like looking and trying to see what's going on and everything. And the Vulture almost bit him. It wasn't a Vulture. I think it was a crow. That was supposed to be good crows are bad luck. So especially black crows, not the band, but that too. Man, it was just wild times, back in WCW. It felt like the 80s where, Damien, you had Matilda, Frankie the Bird. Yeah, it felt like a circus. And then that was during the days of roller games when, they go into overtime and they bring out the gator to kill people. Let's knock everybody into the gator pit! That was good times when it was a great, roller derby game, and then it ended in a tie. They go to overtime. You see them bringing out the Gators. I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna be fun. And the only way to win the game, I think, was you still had to get the points, but I think you had to knock, roller derby rules, of course, knock everybody out and then go to the finish line or whatever it was, the line, knock everybody out. I think that was the rules. I'm not even sure, but of roller games back in the day. But I'm not sure, but it was the object of overtime was to knock most of everybody. I think the captain into the gator pit. That was fun. You seen the gator come out and like, oh shit, someone's gonna die. And then one guy got knocked in. I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna see ripped body parts coming out. But I think the guy got knocked into the pit, but the gator never attacked him. Well, he got out really quick. I was like, oh shit! Gator! Look at the gator, he bit me! Bloody! Crikey! Crikey bit me! That was fun. Back in the 80s was the fucking shit. Roller games was great. I wish they would bring that fucking thing back. They're not going to, but... I loved roller games. Loved it. I don't even know who the freaking announcers were. I think it came on Saturday... When did it come on? I think it came on Saturday right after Glow or right before Glow. Back on Channel 11. Good times back then, man. The original Glow. Not what became the Netflix series, which lasted only 2 seasons. Horrible. I don't know why they canceled it. And freaking Awesome Kong was on it, and then she got hurt during the first couple of I think the first or second season, and they were gonna do a 3rd season, and it just never happened. But yeah, that series was good. Way too much sex in it. I felt like a porno. We're gonna watch some wrestling. We're gonna see people just getting. I mean, all these most of the women on the show, except for like Awesome Kong and a few others. I mean, like everybody was getting. It was fucking. It was just crazy. They had a sex scene where the guy's banging the chick. They're rolling around, banging, and then I think they stopped. But either the guy, finished. He gets off. The guy, they show him fully naked. And the guy's thing is like this big. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, yeah, I'm looking at it. No, I'm not looking at it. It really wasn't, but. We're just full frontal nudity. The guy is not even, fully erect. I'm like, what the fuck? I wasn't looking. I was looking at the girl's titties and pussy. I don't go that way. But it is what it is. But back then. But yeah, Titus Catering got upgraded. It was great. I want the food. We move on. Alright, so Gable's talking to Otis about trying to, come back into the fold and, save him from the Wyatt Six and everything. Otis like, nah, you got your own problems. We're done. We're not gonna help you. Fuck you, dude. Get out of here. So he leaves, and then Tozawa and Maxine they come in, and basically he says, we're gonna stand by you, Otis. We're gonna watch you eat your fucking food. There's some random people in catering, and one was a hot chicken blue. Woo! Oh, you know what that was. Some random chick. But yeah, Titus Catering got upgraded finally. Good food this time, not a big juicy steak from Titus, and no cookies from Dana Brooke. Now they got their own catering service, run by Titus, but still, got better food this time, not like regenerated garbage. I want to go to Titus Catering. We're having a nice big juicy steak. Now it's upgraded. I'm having like a full course meal. I'm not having a big juicy steak. I'm having like a New York strip steak. I'm having good shit. He sounds like, hey, can you bring over some chicken tenders? To steal them from Dom and stuff. Hey, Dom, give me some chicken nuggets, you fucking idiot. Oh, tell mommy you eat too many chicken tenders. You're banned from Applebee's. Anyway, move on. Alright, so I get a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to Rey Mysterio Booyaka Booyaka against Dominic Guerrero SA in their third match. Rey is 2-0 against Dom, winning at WrestleMania. Was it 39? Remember that one? Where he whipped Dom's ass, and then he won a match. I think it was on Raw. Maybe it was on Raw or SmackDown. I know there was another singles match where Rey won again. So this is the third match. Back and forth they went. Liv Morgan comes out. What else is new? Dom grabs a half crab. Of all things, he locks in that. And it goes for the Three Amigos, they say, like his dad. But Rey knocks him down on... stops him on the third one. Knocks him to the outside. And Liv's, trying to help Dom up and everything. And then Rey knocks Dom into Liv. They fall down on the floor. Dom's on top. Like, remember last week, was it last week or the week before, we had Liv Morgan jump into Dom's arms and basically straddle him. Cowgirl style. This time, Dom falls onto Liv, missionary position style. And then, Dom's like this. You see Liv like, oh, she's like ready to freaking, oi. And then Dom just like pops up in like a seated position on top of Liv with his arms like this. He's not putting his arms around her. He's trying to get out, and freaking Liv's pussy has like a pussy lock, like clamped onto his legs, and he can't get out. I was like, shit. I was like, god damn it, should have been me. There's like kids watching. Like, what the fuck's going on, Dad? It's part of the show. It's part of the show. They're not really doing anything. Right, Dad? Next thing you know, 8-year-old kid's like jerking off at the end of the show. He's watching a replay on TV. He's seeing that. He says, "Oh, look at this." Get the Jergens and shit. 8-year-old kid. God, I love the Hunter era. I love the Triple H era right now, man. I love it. So yeah. So Liv puts basically a pussy clamp on Dom. He can't get out. And Liv is she's like in ecstasy right now. Shit. And then Zelina Vega comes out, goes after Liv Morgan, payback from earlier. Dom gets hit with a 619. Oh no, Dom hits a 619 on Rey, goes up top, maybe to drop the dime or hit the frog splash, but then Zelina Vega sends Liv into the ring apron, and Dom, the rope shake, and Dom falls down, crotch first on the top turnbuckle, ow. And then Rey hits the 619 on him, then he drops the dime, 1, 2, 3, Rey gets the win. He is 3-0 against his his former son. So that's that. Match was okay, 3 out of 5 stars, but goddamn Liv Morgan, oi. Man, that was me on top. She was freaking putting a clamp on me. I'm like shit. I'm like, where am I gonna go? I'm like, well, I better do something here. Give her the time of her life, and then forget, and then just not. She'll put it on. She'll put the freaking clamp on me. I can't pull out. I'm like, what am I gonna do? I'm like, it's either finish. Finish. Leave her with a nice cream pie or whatever. Or you just, use your super senior strength to get out of that vice. Holy crap. But man, Rhea Ripley is looking at this and like, why didn't I do that with Dom? Probably did it all, behind the scenes and stuff, but, I can only imagine what's next between them. They're gonna be in the ring. I bet you not. There's gonna be something happening where Liv goes into a 69 position, or we're gonna get like Dom in doggy style, like he gets knocked down into a doggy style position, and Liv's like, ugh, right? And then Liv's like, oh shit, and the commentator's like, oh boy, what's going on now? And then Dom comes to, he's knocked down, but he's grabbing Liv's ass, like holding her hips, and really wanted to freaking rail her. Shit. It's either gonna be that or a 69 position. You know that's coming. And it's gonna be amazing. Like, goddamn you, Dom. Dom's fiance, soon-to-be wife, is gonna be, like, jealous. Shit. And Liv is loving it because she's single. She don't give a shit. She's like, oh yeah, now you know it's gonna come. Because when somebody's you're gonna go out with somebody, you wish it was Dom. It's like, let's see you put a pussy vice on that guy. It's like, you're gonna wish it was Dom. Shit, should have been me, but get my own pussy vice. But I digress. But that was freaking funny as fuck. Look at that. Alright, so Ray wins 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we hear from Sheamus fella. Ready to hit hard. That sounded wrong. Gets his chance to become a two-time Mr. Money in the Bank winner. Kind of like Punk. Punk is a 2-time winner. Sheamus is a 2-time winner. Forget that. Wait, move on. Alright, then we go to Sami Zayn. Comes out. Knows people are thinking Braun Breaker is going to destroy him at Money in the Bank. Well, duh. And then Braun Breaker comes out. So he's like, I know you have guts after you accepted my challenge last week, but it also shows that you are fucking nuts to accept my challenge. Because you know I'm going to kick your ass. So, Breaker then promises to win the belt. So Sami's like, yeah, I heard that before. So Sami thinks Braun might not be as smart as he says he is. So that sets off Braun, who spears the living fuck out of Sami. Probably Broken Rib City. So Braun goes to leave. Sami rolls outside of the ring. So Braun stops, and then he's like, alright. He stops. Braun at a time. Goes around the ring to spear Sami again, but Sami leapfrogs him. Braun goes into the steps. And then Sami takes over. Tries to go for the hell of a kick. And he runs right into another wicked spear. Oh. His spear is probably the best spear in wrestling right now. Better than Goldberg's. I hate saying this, but better than Roman's. Way better than Edge. And better than Batista's. Braun has a wicked spear. Which should be illegal. It would be illegal in football. 15-yard penalty spearing! Oh, but it's legal in wrestling. Yeah, but, I mean, he's, like, legit hurting people. I would be surprised. He's spearing them half to death 2, 3, 4 times. He broke Marcel Bartel's ribs already. I wouldn't be surprised if Sami Zayn's gonna be all taped up on Saturday night. And Braun's gonna exploit it. That's why he's gonna win the belt on Saturday. I think he's gonna win the belt. I mean, there's a slight chance that Sami somehow beats him clean. Like, I doubt that, but I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But Jesus Christ. Braun's spear is just wicked. That's it. Alright, moving on. Alright, so I get that 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the back with Kathy Kelly talking to Dakota Kai, Io, and Kyrie. They're not happy about what happened in that Money in the Bank qualifying match where Dakota Kai got robbed. And then, that made things worse, Layla Valkyria, the lassie bitch from Ireland. She comes in, starts talking some shit, and then a big fight happens between, I think, Lyra and, I don't know if it was the Dancing Queens, Casey Catanzaro and Kaden Carter, or it was Alba, I think it was Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the women's tag team champions. Bet you nothing, we got a six-woman tag team match next week on Raw. And you know who's going to win that. Lyra and the tag champ's going to win that. Most likely. You know, Io's in the match, but she's pissed. And I think they're having that, that match with Io, Io's facing somebody, she's going back to Japan to face that chick, I forgot her name. And then Julia's going to be on that card too. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. I'm not watching it, but I want to see a little bit, some highlights at least. Forgot that. Alright, moving on. Alright, so I get that 2.25 out of 5 stars. After that, we get a look back at SmackDown with the Rogue Bloodline turning and destroying the Wise Man, Paul Heyman. Get that. Then we get a Money in the Bank rundown. And then after that, Ilya Dragunov with his video ready to qualify for Money in the Bank. That leads us to the main event. Ilya Dragunov versus Sheamus versus Drew McIntyre. Winner is the final man in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. This was a banger. Freaking banger match. Great match. I like the part where Drew and Sheamus were going at it. That was fun. Ilya goes with Torpedo Moscow gets caught up by a Claymore kick. No, actually, he hits Torpedo Moscow, which countered the Claymore kick. And Dragunov goes up top, goes for coast to coast, but then gets kneed out of midair by Sheamus for a near fall. And then he hits the Boog kick on Dragunov. And Sheamus looks like he's about to go to Money in the Bank, but then Drew McIntyre pulled him outside. Then they have a little epic stare down. He was like, "You bitch!" The fans are going nuts. Like, "Yeah, fight! Come on!" And then they start fighting. The fans are going completely berserk. Sheamus goes for the bro kick again. It gets countered into a fruit roll-up for a near fall. Sheamus then hits him with a jumping knee strike. Not that it really mattered because Drew hits the Claymore kick. 1, 2, 3, he beat Sheamus in a banger! In under 18 minutes, match was great. 4 out of 5 stars. No, 4 out of 5 stars. I downgraded from 4.25 on Twitter. 4 out of 5 stars. That's it. And then we go, I don't know why we did this, but we go to a post-match interview with Kathy Kelly, where Drew basically says that he promises to win the briefcase, and then he shows off the CM Punk bracelet at the end of the show. That's it. So that's Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. I thought it was a great show, and I gave it 7.5 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think of the show down below. And that's it. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, we got NXT tomorrow. Should be great. Fatal 4-way contract signing between Trick Williams, Javon Aaron's, Ethan Page, and Shawn Spears. I don't know if that's going to be the last segment of the show. We'll see what happens with that. We got Lola Vice and Roxanne Perez ahead of their women's title match. We got that. I don't think we have any matches. I didn't hear about any matches on the show. We got the tag team titles on the line. We'll see what happens with Chase U and A-Kid and Ben Frazier. They're having some problems. See what happens with that. I would hate for KCU to regain the belts again for the second time. I mean, if they do win, yeah, KCU gets the belts, but then who do they lose to? The Good Brothers, probably? And then the Good Brothers will eventually lose it to OTM, because they're feuding. I mean, it looks like the tag titles might become a hot potato, which I don't like. Got that. We'll see what happens with Wesley and Oba Femi for the North American title. Kaylani Jordan and Sol Ruka will be battling for the Women's North American title. That's going to be a banger match. That might steal the show. That might be a sleeper match. So check that out. So, we got all that and a whole lot more tomorrow on NXT. So, that's that. So, I will be back tomorrow for NXT over on my Peter Joseph channel, unless something comes up during the day. We'll see what happens with that. Alright guys, I'm out of here. It is smoking time right now. It's 4:20 in the morning, so I'm gonna go. No, I'm not gonna smoke, but I'm going to bed. Because I have to get up for work in a few hours. But I got a different schedule this week, so I start in the afternoon tomorrow. So, because got it like that. Wednesday I have to get up early, but I have to wake up at like 8 o'clock in the morning to go to work, to start work. So, but Wednesday's a half day, so I'm glad about that. Then I got a 5-day weekend. Go back on Tuesday. Next Tuesday I'll be back at work, and then to finish that week, I got the week after that, and I'm on vacation. Got my vacation coming up at the end of this month. Can't wait for that. So I'll be off YouTube for about a week. Well, actually 6 days. I'll be off YouTube for basically about 6 days. I'll be back right before the end of July with Death Before Dishonor. Then I'll do Collision, and then pretty much going right after that, we're gonna lead into SummerSlam, and then all of August we're full speed ahead going into Labor Day weekend with we got All In, we got Bash in Berlin, then we got All Out as we go through Labor Day weekend, the start of football season. Then it gets a little dicey going into October. So we'll see what happens with that, because my schedule is going to be changing in pretty much the mid-September, early October. So I might not be on all the time like I am now. I might be on every other day or every 2 days. We'll have to see what happens with that. But I will be. I'm hoping by the middle of October, we're gonna go through all the summer, going through Labor Day, going through all September, and then we'll see what happens in October. But there may be a point where I might take a little time off, but I'll be here. I'll be still watching from the sidelines, but video-wise, I might take a little time off. But we'll see. It's not that I'm leaving or anything. I'm not leaving. I'm just taking I might take a little more time off going into probably mid-October. We'll see. But if anything, I do take a little time off in October, I would be right back by Halloween or by early November. So, not going anywhere, I'm not leaving. I will be here. Promise you that. But if anything does come up, I'll let you guys know. But we'll see what happens with that. But 3 months away, so we'll see what happens as we go through the summer, into the fall, and that's that. Anyway, let me just take a sip because I'm thirsty. And I went almost 2.5 hours, good lord. But anyway, thanks for watching. If you watched the entire video, great. If you didn't, well, at least you watched some of it. So anyway, I gotta go, guys. Thanks for watching. 7.5 out of 10 stars for Raw. Great show tonight. And that's it. Alright, see you guys tomorrow. Until next time, if you're not down with that, well, fuck you, man! And if you don't like my glasses, fuck you too. And that's it. Alright, I'm out of here. I'm going to sleep. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace, bitches.